The tranquil city of Nineveh, a sleep story from Assyria. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and let the world slow down. You've just entered a realm where stories drift like soft whispers in the night, guiding you into peaceful dreams. The sun dipped low over the grand city of Nineveh, casting long shadows against its towering stone walls. The last golden rays of daylight painted the fortress-like structures with a soft, amber glow, their weathered surfaces whispering stories of centuries past. Below, the mighty Tigris flowed in steady silence, its waters reflecting the deep hues of the fading sky. A gentle breeze carried the scent of myrrh and jasmine through the winding streets, mingling with the distant echoes of merchants closing their stalls for the evening. Amr, a devoted scribe, walked the quiet pathways, his sandaled feet moving in rhythm with the heartbeat of the ancient city. He ran his fingers over the smooth, sun-warmed stone of a nearby building, feeling the weight of history embedded within it. Each groove, each crack, each chiseled mark spoke of generations that had come before him. The city was alive, not just with people, but with the spirits of those who had once walked these very streets. As he passed through the bustling marketplace, the last traders carefully packed away their wares, rolls of fine linen, baskets of ripe dates, clay jars filled with fragrant oils. Their voices, once vibrant and full of energy, had softened into murmurs, bidding farewell to another fruitful day. A young boy helped his father secure a cart, his laughter a fleeting melody in the descending dusk. The sound drifted into the air before vanishing, swallowed by the approaching night. Amr continued onward, stepping onto a narrow lane flanked by ancient buildings, their stone facades etched with cuneiform inscriptions. He traced the symbols absent-mindedly, their meaning deeply familiar, like an old song hummed in the back of his mind. He imagined the scholars who had once pressed their reeds into soft clay, their hands steady, their minds full of wisdom. Nineveh was a city of knowledge, a sanctuary of learning, and its walls bore witness to the stories of its people. The sky deepened into shades of indigo as Amr approached the central courtyard, where a grand ziggurat loomed in the distance, its silhouette stark against the emerging stars. A few priests clad in long robes lit small oil lamps, their flickering flames casting dancing shadows upon the temple walls. The sacred space radiated a serene presence, as if the gods themselves lingered in the cool night air. Standing beneath the watchful gaze of Nineveh's mighty walls, Amr closed his eyes and inhaled deeply. The city breathed around him, a steady, eternal rhythm of life and memory. The murmur of the river, the distant hoot of an owl, the gentle rustling of palm fronds, each sound wove itself into a lullaby that wrapped the city in a tranquil embrace. Nineveh, the heart of a great empire, stood not just as a monument of stone and mortar, but as a living dream, whispering its timeless stories to those who dared to listen. As Amr turned toward home, his footsteps melted into the hush of nightfall, leaving only the soft sigh of the ancient walls behind him. The moon hung high over Nineveh, bathing the hanging gardens in a silver glow. The cascading terraces, adorned with lush greenery and fragrant blossoms, shimmered under the night sky. Water trickled gently from ornate fountains, weaving a delicate melody that soothed the air like a whispered lullaby. The scent of night-blooming jasmine intertwined with the cool evening breeze, filling the gardens with a tranquil perfume. Amr stepped onto the stone pathway, his footsteps light against the mosaic tiles. Towering palms swayed gently, their rustling leaves harmonizing with the distant murmur of the city beyond the garden walls. The worries of the day melted away as he wandered deeper into the oasis, where exotic flowers unfurled their petals beneath the celestial glow. Soft blue lotuses floated atop the still ponds, their reflections shimmering like distant stars upon the water's surface. The air sparkled with golden fireflies, their delicate wings flickering like embers carried upon the wind. They danced in slow, mesmerizing patterns, weaving between the vines and archways, painting trails of light that dissolved into the darkness. Amber watched in silent wonder, captivated by the effortless grace of their flight. Here, time was gentle, unhurried, a place where the soul could rest in the embrace of nature's quiet beauty. Beneath a great palm tree, a circle of listeners sat enraptured around an elderly storyteller. His voice, deep and steady, carried the wisdom of countless years. He spoke of the gods who shaped the heavens, of constellations that told the fates of kings, and of spirits that danced in the wind. His words wove images as vivid as the night itself, filling the garden with echoes of ancient myths and whispered truths. Amber sat among them, his heart drawn to the timeless magic of the tales. He gazed up at the sky, where a tapestry of stars stretched endlessly above, their light undiminished by the passage of ages. The city of Nineveh slept beyond the garden's walls, but within this sanctuary, dreams flourished. The scent of jasmine, the lull of rustling leaves, the murmur of water, all of it wrapped around him like a sacred spell. As the storyteller's voice faded into the hush of the night, Amber closed his eyes, letting the garden's tranquility seep into his soul. Here, in the heart of Nineveh, beneath the moon's gentle watch, the past and present intertwined, and the city dreamed in the fragrance of the midnight blossoms. The Tigris shimmered beneath the night sky, its dark waters mirroring the glistening constellations above. The river stretched endlessly, a silver ribbon winding through the heart of Nineveh, carrying with it the whispered dreams of the ancient city. The air was cool, laced with the scent of damp earth and distant myrrh, and the gentle hum of night insects wove seamlessly into the melody of flowing water. Amber stepped onto a wooden boat, its planks worn smooth by the passage of time. The old ferryman, wrapped in a simple linen robe, greeted him with a silent nod. His weathered hands gripped the oar, and as the boat pushed off from the riverbank, he began to hum a slow, rhythmic tune, a song of the river, as old as the city itself. The sound curled into the night air, blending with the soft rustling of reeds along the water's edge. The boat drifted lazily, surrendering to the gentle pull of the current. Amber leaned back against the wooden side, his gaze lifting to the heavens where the stars burned like scattered jewels upon a vast, endless canvas. The reflections of their light shimmered upon the surface of the water, broken only by the steady dip of the oar and the soft ripples that followed in its wake. A heron, startled by the movement, took flight from the riverbank, its long wings slicing through the night with effortless grace. The distant call of an owl echoed across the water, a lonely sound that faded into the hush of the sleeping city. Behind them, Nineveh's lights dimmed, their golden glow swallowed by the shadows of the river's embrace. Here, beyond the reach of the bustling streets, there was only silence, save for the murmuring tide and the ferryman's ancient song. Amber closed his eyes, lulled by the rhythmic splash of the oar cutting through the water. The slow rise and fall of the boat rocked him gently, as if cradled in the arms of the great river itself. He thought of all those who had traveled these waters before him, kings, merchants, wanderers, all drawn to the quiet solace of the Tigris under the moon's watchful gaze. Time unraveled, the boundaries between past and present dissolving into the night. The city of Nineveh faded from sight, but its spirit remained, carried upon the rippling waters. As Amr surrendered to the peaceful drift of the boat, the river sang him to rest, a lullaby as old as the stars, as timeless as the flow of time itself. Amr stepped through the quiet streets of Nineveh, his journey guided by the soft glow of oil lamps flickering in distant windows. The air was rich with the lingering scent of incense, woven with hints of jasmine and myrrh, drifting lazily on the warm night breeze. The city slumbered, wrapped in the gentle embrace of the stars, its hum now a mere whisper beneath the vast expanse of the heavens. Reaching his humble abode, Amr stepped inside and unrolled his woven mat on the cool stone floor. The ceiling was open to the sky, a gateway to the celestial wonders above. He lay down, arms folded beneath his head, eyes tracing the endless constellations. The stars shimmered like the eyes of the gods, their silent watch eternal, their presence a comfort against the vastness of night. The wind stirred, carrying distant echoes of lutes and flutes, soft melodies played in hidden courtyards where night dwellers lingered in quiet reverie. Somewhere, a priest recited hushed prayers to the old gods, his voice blending with the rustling of palm leaves. The city breathed, even in sleep, its soul alive in the unseen moments that only the night could hold. Amr's thoughts drifted like a boat upon the Tigris, his mind carried to visions of golden temples, their walls adorned with intricate carvings that told the stories of ages past. He saw the mighty ziggurat bathed in dawn's first light, its summit kissed by the sky. He wandered through vast gardens where fountains sang and peacocks strutted beneath the shade of towering palms. He walked along the riverbanks, where fishermen cast their nets and children laughed as they splashed in the shallows. The dreams of Nineveh wrapped around him, warm and comforting, cradling him in their eternal embrace. Here, the past and the present danced together in perfect harmony, a melody played upon the strings of time itself. His eyelids grew heavy, his breathing slow and steady. The city whispered to him, its stories carried upon the wind, and as he drifted into sleep, he became one with them, another voice in the chorus of Nineveh's timeless song.